Students will be able to write linear equations in various forms given 1 point and the slope and given 2 points. The first question that I will be working out for you will be question number 5. The directions for number 5 ask you to write an equation of the line that passes through the given point and has the given slope. Write an equation of the line. So the first thing we need to know is, what is the equation of a line? If you look at your formula chart, the equation of a line in slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. The second thing that would be helpful to know is that every point has an x and a y coordinate. The first number is always the x coordinate. The second number in the point is always the y coordinate. Now that we know the equation of a line and that every point has an x and y coordinate, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to label all of our given information. In number 5, they give us a point, 3, -2. So 3 is my x coordinate, -2 is my y coordinate. Then they tell us that this line has to have a slope of 1/3. So I'm going to label 1/3 m because m represents slope. Write the formula for a line, y equals mx plus b, and now you're going to substitute all the values in that you've labeled above. By substitute, we're basically just changing them and rewriting this formula. So if y is -2, I'm going to change this to -2 equals my m, or my slope, is 1/3. My x is 3. Now you want to put the 1/3 and the 3 in parentheses, because when you substitute, you should use parentheses. It's a multiplication. And then at the back, we're just going to put plus b. I do not have a y-intercept. I was not given that information. So basically the goal of this problem is to use what you have to form an equation and solve for what's missing. We're going to solve for the y-intercept. So now I have an equation that reads -2 equals 1/3 times 3 plus b. I'm going to combine the 1/3 and the 3. So 1/3 times 3 gives me 1, and bring everything else down. -2 equals 1 plus b. I want to get b by itself. I'm trying to solve for b. I'm solving for the y-intercept. So that means I have to get rid of the 1. The inverse or opposite of 1, it would be -1. So I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. 1 minus 1 cancels out. It leaves me with just a b on the right side, which is what I want. And on the left, I have to combine -2 and -1. Think of that as -2 plus -1. Combine means to add, or just look at what's written, -2 minus 1. Either way, it's going to give you -3. So that means my b, my y-intercept, is -3. Look back at the equation of a line. Every line is defined by a slope and a y-intercept. So when we write our final answer, I need a number here for the slope, and I need a number here for the y-intercept. So my final answer for number 5 is going to have a slope of 1/3 that was given in the problem, and we solve for the y-intercept, which is -3. My final answer, therefore, is y equals 1/3 x minus 3. The equation of a line that passes through 3, -2, and has a slope of 1/3 is going to be y equals 1/3 x minus 3. The next problem that I will work out for you will be number 12. The directions for number 12 say to write the equation of a line that passes through the following points. In number 5, they gave us the slope, but in number 12, they don't give us the slope. So our first task in this problem should be to find the slope. we need to know the formula for slope. If you look at your formula sheet, the formula for slope is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. These minuses are a part of the formula. They do not change. Remember that. So put minus in the numerator, minus in the denominator. Essentially, we have to figure out values, numbers for y2, y1, and put them into the formula. For x2, x1, and put them into the formula. We use these points to get that. Just like in number 5, the first number in the ordered pair is always your x. The second one is always y. X, y. The first point we have here is negative 6, 1. So that's going to be my x1 and my y1 because that's part of the first point we see. And the second point is 2, 5. So I'm going to label this x2, y2. So y2 is going to be 5. Y1 is going to be 1. X2 is going to be 2. And x1 is going to be negative 6. We're just going to substitute these values into the formula. In my numerator, y2 minus y1 is going to be 5 minus 1. In my denominator, I have x2 minus x1. That's going to be 2 minus negative 6. The reason that there are two minuses here is because remember, the minus is a part of the formula, x2 minus x1. x1 just happens to be a negative 6, so we are subtracting a negative number, okay? So in the numerator, we have 5 minus 1, that's 4, over 2 minus negative 6. 2 minuses change to plus, so it's 2 plus 6, which is 8. I have 4 over 8, but that's not in simplest form. Both of these numbers are divisible by 4. So our final answer for the slope is going to be 1 over 2. That's going to be our m. In number 12, what might be confusing is that we have 2 points. So which one do we use for x? Which one do we use for y? It doesn't matter as long as they're together. I just always tend to use the first one. So I'm going to just cross this one out so that we're not confused. This is going to be my x, and this is going to be my y, okay? And of course, we just found our m, our slope. So now write the formula for equation of a line, y equals mx plus b. We have to change all these values and substitute the correct number. Y is 1 equals, the slope is 1/2 times x is negative 6 plus b. Simplify 1/2 times negative 6, that's going to give us negative 3. And bring everything else down. 1 equals negative 3 plus b. I want to get b by itself, so I have to do the inverse of the negative 3. The opposite of negative 3 is going to be add 3. So I'm going to add 3 on both sides. Cancel that out. I finally have b by itself. 1 plus 3 is 4. So b is equal to 4. That means my y-intercept is 4. So my final answer is y equals 1/2 x plus 4. Thanks for watching this video. For more videos like this, please hit the subscribe button. Also, follow us on social media or visit us at almightyalgebra.com.